Are you tired of weight loss products filled with artificial ingredients and empty promises? Discover the power of nature with Pure Revive, the ultimate solution for healthy weight loss. Check out the link in the video description now to start your journey with Pure Revive.
Radical plans to revamp part of the historic Commons chamber are being drawn up to cope with a potential Labour supermajority, the Mail on Sunday can reveal. This could involve roping off some of the green benches traditionally used by the opposition, reserving them for newly elected Labour MPs so they can fit in during debates. The secret preparations follow predictions that Sir Keir Starmer's Labour could soar from just over 200 MPs to well over 400 in the new parliament, and the number of Tory MPs could, on some estimates, collapse from about 345 to fewer than 100. One well-placed Commons source said, "It's possible there could be so many Labour MPs that we let them spill over onto what are normally the opposition benches. We could use a red rope or red tape to mark out where Labour MPs would sit." The plan emerged just 24 hours after Boris Johnson raised the alarm over a so-called Starmergeddon and urged people to vote Tory to prevent a Labour elective dictatorship. And the Tories issued alerts over future Labour tax rises by warning that Sir Keir would hit people with a holiday tax on flying to help fill a projected £38.5 billion black hole in his spending plans. Transport Secretary Mark Harper said that while Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had ruled out any so-called frequent flyer levy, the Labour manifesto was silent on the issue. Tory sources said that there were so many questions on Sir Keir's tax plans that Labour will need to reprint their manifesto at this rate. Labour hit back by accusing the Tories of making up fantasy tax plans to avoid answering questions about their own proposals, which would lead to a £4,800 hike in family mortgages. The tax row came as physically roping off benches would be controversial as it would appear to breach Commons' convention that, technically, MPs can sit where they like. However, one source pointed out that it would not be the first time a government party had spilled over onto opposition benches, saying it happened in 1931 and 1935 after huge majorities for the ruling parties. And by design, the Commons chamber, opened in May 1852, only has seating for 427 out of 650 MPs, with the rest forced to stand. After it was destroyed by German bombs in the Second World War, there were calls for the chamber to be enlarged by replacing its famous rectangular shape with a semicircular design. However, it was rebuilt roughly to its original size and shape after Sir Winston Churchill led calls for it to retain a sense of crowd and urgency on great occasions. The great wartime Prime Minister argued, if the House is big enough for all its members, 9/10 of its debates will be conducted in the depressing atmosphere of an almost empty or half-empty chamber. The new chamber was used for the first time on October 26, 1950. Last night, House of Commons officials stressed that it was up to MPs, not them, to decide who sat where on the green benches.